Yes, people, welcome back to the COP TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I haven't even said that for a while, you know. I should keep dropping it in every now and again. How are we? What a weekend we have got in store for us, by the way. Plus the Monday, bank holiday weekend, the sun shining in Liverpool. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Everything crossed. Irons. That this weather stays similar to this. I mean, we can take a bit of rain on the Saturday. That's not our day. But it can't rain on Sunday, and it definitely can't rain on Monday. So everyone at home, I mean, I've been told that if you check the weather too much, it's a bit of a jinx. So maybe just hope that we're going to be good. This is your press conference reaction video. You're going to get a separate match preview from myself and Joe Walker for the big game on Sunday, the Palace game. But this is maybe one of the most quoted press conferences so far in Arne Slot's reign. Obviously, it will be, right? Because of obviously the noise outside in terms of Trent and whatnot. And we're still trying to plan for this weekend, and we still got a game to win, right? But there's some great quotes that have come out of this. We're going to speak about the title lift, Salah's Ballon d'Or hopes. He is, of course, the newest FWA winner, the Football Writers Association. He's won that last night, so big him up, and Trent and more. On Mo Salah, believing this season is his best chance of winning the Ballon d'Or and his hopes for that to happen, he said, yeah, it's completely true. He's had a very, very good season at Liverpool, but this one probably stands out in terms of the numbers. And if you add that to what we've won, the league, then that would probably give him a fair chance. But fortunately for the football fans around the world, he's not the only player that has had a great season. I think we're all able to watch great players this season again. But if there's ever a chance for him to win it, it's this season, he says. If not, then he's going to try and push even harder next season. That's what I already know about him. And in terms of Salah looking for that assist record and more goals, he says, can Salah improve on this season? He says, in terms of individual performances, that would hardly be possible. Although never say that something is impossible for Mo, because he's proven that he can raise his game even further. That's the elite mentality that a star player should have. Never be satisfied with where you are, and that's the mentality he has. We can do a bit better because we've only played for 4 trophies and only won 1, the hardest one. I would say the biggest. You can always debate on that. And this is key, and this is a quote that I want to highlight. When he talks about being never satisfied with where you are, that's the mentality he has. I love that, because in the interview that we saw Mo Salah do with Gary Neville, he touches on the fact that, you know, if Liverpool lose, we should be surprised. If Liverpool don't win the league, we should be hurt and angered by that. That's the mentality that you and I can't really relate to as a player. And I certainly have it as a fan in terms of standards and, you know, no room for error. You know, even if you have won a league, you've got to still win your remaining games to almost prove and show people. Because we can all talk, right? We can all talk a good game. But showing people, we can all talk, but bang, there's the evidence. That's what I love about Mo Salah. And he's done that this year, and he's looking great in his suit there as well, with the FWA Writers Award. On Trent, though, he says he hasn't decided yet if Trent will play, but I think this should be a day that everybody's going to be enjoying. It's been 35 years. Everybody's waiting for this moment. And I don't think I've ever been part of seeing a celebration as emotional as how that was when we arrived into the stadium with the fans singing for us. So he's kind of skirted around the question a little bit on Trent. He did obviously say a few bits on the level of his training that he wasn't happy with at a few moments. He actually said to him at pre-season that, you know, he's a better defender than people actually give him credit for, but he needs him to show this a little bit more. So I think he's handled that question really well. It isn't actually in the LFC. Oh no, it is actually. On whether he's spoken to Trent, he says, I think I've said multiple times that I talk to most players, not on a daily basis, but a lot. So he is talking to him. It's clear that in Trent's situation, there are circumstances for me to talk more with him than a Virgil, for example. And he said, and this was great, right? This is one for the Scousers. He says, on the fact that, you know, speaking to Trent could be a little bit contentious at the minute. He said, so yes, I am talking to him, and I think that this is the biggest difference between me and him and all the ones that have a purple bin. Now, if you're from abroad, or, you know, you haven't really immersed yourself truly in the Scouse Liverpool culture, if you have a purple bin, It means you have an L postcode, which means you are a Scouser. So a lot of times, Scousers will meet people and go, lads, what colours you been now? And if they say black or green, they'll say, well, it's not purple, you're not a Scouser, are you? So, you know, the purple bin is one that he's saying as if to say, you know, the Scousers will tell me, right, that they won't like the Trent stuff, and it's because they've got a purple bin, which he doesn't have, right? So it's a little tongue-in-cheek joke that. And he says that I think that combined with winning something together creates a different bond than maybe the fans have with him. I do talk to him quite a lot, actually. But when we started pre-season, he was quite a bit in my office as well for other reasons. And now he's in my office a few times as well. And he did actually say that he spoke to Trent in pre-season about his mentality, about the level of training that he requires. And he said that Trent said that he's leaving anyway, back in pre-season. So again, if people think this is like a last-minute decision for Trent to leave Liverpool Football Club, it isn't. He has known about this, I would say, for at least 18 months, that he is going to be leaving the club. And I think that was proven by, you know, how emotional he was when Jurgen Klopp left. He almost thought, you know, that would be his last Liverpool game. So anyway, it is what it is. He also did speak about Dominic Szoboszlai playing in a deeper role. Yeah, we played a good game as a team. Unfortunately, Brighton played a very good game as well. It was a close call. We played a great pass out to Mo. That switch, you know, over to Mo Salah, probably 50, 60 yards. I love to see it because he's such a good striker of the ball, Dominic, and we just want to see a little bit more of that. And him playing in that deep role was brilliant as well. And Joe Gomez, the Liverpool legend, 10 years at the club, provided an injury update, and he said, look, last weekend he was there with the team but was not able to play yet. He didn't tick all the boxes, but there was a spot open. So it was a moment where I could show my gratitude towards him and have him on the bench. It's also something I want to address with Trent, because as for a fan, these players are professionals, but as for a manager, they're not only a player, but they're also a human being. Like you say, that's what you know, and maybe the fans will as well. But Joe Gomez indeed is one of the nicest people you can meet, and I agree with that. He's also inspiring his teammates when he's not playing. And hopefully, you know, we can get some minutes in on Sunday if he ticks all the boxes this week. How amazing would it be if Joe Gomez scored a goal on Sunday? I'll just leave that thought with you. And then the other massive quote that I wanted to talk to you about is a little dig, isn't it? Right, to Mikel Arteta. He was asked, as all journalists like to do, he was asked about, you know, is there an opportunity? Is there a reply that you'd like to give to Mikel Arteta's quotes? He obviously said about injuries and red cards and whatnot. And yeah, he said, you know, on that, I can read it to you now because I've shared it to my Instagram story. That's how much I liked it. He said, excuses are for teams that don't win the league. And this was Arne Slot on Arteta's comments. The journalists have obviously tried to poke the bear a bit and get some kind of retort onto what Arteta said. And he said, excuses are for teams that don't win the league. If you've won the league, you wouldn't have excuses, would you? And I love that because it's a veiled shot back. It's a, have that one, hold that, get a load of that one. Stick that up your pipe and smoke it, because the Arteta excuses that we've heard this season, for me, they cover up the accountability that he should be saying. Yes, on occasions, he said Liverpool have deserved it. They've been the best team. But then on other occasions, he's going down the injury route and the red card route and, you know, and the lack of consistency route. It's not Liverpool or Arne Slot's fault that Arsenal have drawn 14 games this season. And we have heard excuses from Arteta and the fans. So, yeah, excuses are for teams that don't win the league. What a quote that is. And that's what I'm ending it on today. So that is Arne Slot's last ever press conference between us lifting a Premier League title. That's the last time he'll speak to the media now in that kind of press conference environment before we play this game on Sunday to lift the Premier League title. So he handled the questions really well. A couple of little jokes thrown in there as well. And I love to see it, right? He's teased about Joe Gomez coming back. He's obviously mentioned Trent a few times. The standard wasn't really there as well from Trent in a couple of occasions, which he wasn't happy with. But he's saying, look, for teams that don't win the league, it's nice that he doesn't have to rely on excuses after clinching the 20th title. He's also said on Deco's quotes about Lucho Diaz and Marcus Rashford, He's handled that brilliantly as well, because he says, oh, he's talking about them because he admires them. Well, I also admire Lamine Yamal and Rafinha a lot as well. So he's just handled it perfectly. He's a bad man, and I love him. And well done, Arne Slot. Please, though, just don't play Trent. I think it obviously isn't a good look if he comes on. Yes, he's going to be at the parade, but there'll be so much celebrations that we won't even really notice him being there. Just don't bring him on at the weekend. I'd much rather Joe Gomez comes on in a right back position, if anyone, if Conor Bradley has to come off. So please don't play Trent. Don't ruin it. Read the room, unlike the Tottenham game. Or the Arsenal game, sorry. And then we just have a big party at the end, don't we? So here's a little message, because there's a lot of people from around the world that are coming to the parade weekend. A lot of people have been asking me where I'm going to be, if they can have a drink with me, if we can get pictures. Happy to do all of that stuff. But I will be working for DR Sports, a brand that I'm not going to reveal until on the day. And Cop TV, obviously, that's the priority, right? So we plan to be around the Hilton Hotel area as the bus goes past on the Strand. So if people want to come over and be in the content, because we're going to be filming all of this, then please do. We'll be around about the Hilton Hotel, or let's say 5 o'clock. And then after that, we'll be right at the end of the parade on Blundell Street. So if anyone wants to come over, be in the content, say hi, grab a picture, then I'm more than happy to do that. And that's around about where I'll be. So have a look at the parade route. Look for the Hilton Hotel on the Strand and Blundell Street, and we'll be in between the Hilton and Blundell, kind of covering that area. So that's it. That's all that needs to be said. Please watch out now for the match preview of myself and an over the moon, Cloud9 Crystal Palace fan, Joe Walker. I can't wait. So guys, what a weekend it's going to be. Up the Reds, 20th anniversary as well of Istanbul, of course. And yeah, smash that like button, get your comments in, and subscribe. We'll see you at the weekend at some point, I hope. Take care.